Hello, pilots! This week's episode is all about the new Parachutes beta release, and I'm going to show you how to get it. So, assuming you've booted up Steam, like me, you can go to the library, and then find Volo Airsport in your list of games, right-click, go to Properties, then select the Betas tab, and in this drop-down list, select the Test branch. Now, you can close this out. And as soon as you do that, you can see that Volo Airsport has started downloading a new version. And once that's done, you can just click play over here and you're all good to go. Now, we need your feedback on this release so we can polish it up proper. So if you run into any problems, go to the forums and paste them here. Okay, with that said, let's get on with the episode.
Happy New Year, pilots! I'm Oliver Nelson, the developer of Mazurka, A Ghost in Italy, All Hail Spider God, and Screw You Bear Dad, and today I'm very happy to be again introducing the Ramjet Anvil Show. This is episode 9, and I'm joined today, as always, by my partners in crime, Martin.
Hey, that's me.
And Frank.
Hi.
And actually, we have some exciting news to share over the holiday season. And over the previous weeks leading up to it, we spoke quite a bit about the difficulties and the exciting possibilities offered by the experimental Volo parachute release that you were doing on Edge.io. And we were talking about the complexities of getting that integrated with Volo Airsport proper. And it turned out over the holiday season, you guys actually found out a way to do it, and not only do it, mix these two very, very different things, as we detailed in previous weeks, but make it seamless, unlike that crash.
Yeah, the code is already better than my flying, but hey, that's why I'm a programmer, and not actually a pilot.
So, Frank, what is in this new update aside from seamless parachute to wingsuit integration? What does that parachute wingsuit integration mean for Volo Airsport as a whole?
Ah, well, I think it means a lot. I've been playing it for a while now, and it's crazy. It's so cool. The cool thing is because the integration is seamless, your momentum is maintained, so you can actually use your speed from the wingsuiting and transfer that to the parachute. And like the whole complexity and the richness of the wingsuit simulation model is also in this parachute model. So you have a whole new simulation to play around with, to figure out, to test.
To crash in horribly.
And so yeah, what makes me the most excited is that you can just at any time say, okay, now I want to go to wingsuit again. Now I want to go to parachuting again. And of course, you will crash, but that's part of the fun. Yeah, so you basically activate the parachute by pressing the right shoulder or the T button on the keyboard. And then it will unfold. Takes a few seconds for it being completely unfolded. So it will not be effective immediately, like in real life. Yeah, so visually that's not completely clear yet.
Oh, we're working on that.
We're working on that, yeah.
But what really gets me as a player of Volo Airsport excited is that the moment you introduce this second really deep simulation is the fact that you can seamlessly transition between these two modes means that you can open up some unique traversal opportunities as well. Now you're not just wingsuiting, you're not just parachuting in, you're mixing the two to see how you can enhance them, really the abilities of each movement type.
Yeah. You can decide at some point, okay, I want to climb this part of the mountain, and you pop up But the hardcore crashes that we had in previous versions, they're much more a thing of the past now. It's,
you got some performance improvements, right?
Oh,
other kinds of crashes.
I mean the crashes of the wingsuit pilot.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Parachute can actually save you now. You don't have to die every time.
You can actually land. Yeah, that's actually kind of a... We've glossed over this, but it's kind of a milestone. We've had wingsuits in the game from day one, and for all these years you have not been able to land any one jump safely. Just impossible. But
you just fly until you die in some way, shape, or form. Which, if you're really good at the game, just means you get to a point where you're just aimlessly going down the mountain and waiting until something bad happens to you. And now, instantly, you've got something that allows you to say, especially if you only got like 5-10 minutes in a day to play Volo Airsport. You're like, okay, I want to do something cool and find a natural stopping point. Suddenly you have a built-in natural stopping point in the game to say, okay, I've landed, I completed my descent down the mountain, I'm good for right now, and then you can return to the game later. And an interesting thing about the parachute release in particular that I didn't know if you guys would be able to get it into at least the first beta release of the Volo Parachute Airsport integration is the parachute configuration. You can actually do that on the fly seamlessly as well now, just like you could in the Volo Airsport or a Volo Parachute experimental release on itch.io back in the day.
Yeah, you can actually just open up the configuration tool.
Well, we'll have to edit that in post because that's broken in this build.
When you do see this, you can configure the amount of cells in your parachute. You can configure everything from the mass of a little capsule that is going to be replaced. It's not going to be in the final version of this implementation, correct?
Yes.
To hark back to an earlier episode, in which we refer to duct taping these systems together a lot. That's the first thing we did. We just took the parachute system, put it in, and put in a pretty blatant switch between the ragdoll for the wingsuit and this capsule guy. And it kind of works, and as we're very fond of saying, it preserves energy. It has continuity to it. It's not janky. You get a visual change, but the actual physics of it, I can shake back and forth right here, and switch to the guy, and you can see I preserve all the momentum that I had, and vice versa as well. So that's really nice. And with the ragdoll, that's only going to improve.
I think this is easily glossed over, but so important to the game, because you get like this intuition for, okay, I know I have momentum, so I can use it, instead of, oh yeah, I can do parachute now, but I'm not sure how it will work.
This is where the logic of the simulation that you've been, but really behind the scenes, building for all of these months and years is starting to come together to show something that sort of transcends its individual parts, as impressive or as duct taped as they may be, depending on the situation.
Yeah, the heart is always in the what you see on screen is actually what's happening kind of way of designing. It's what we're very fond of.
Transparency.
Nothing is... yeah, exactly. There's no animation that lies to you and fakes all kinds of cool stuff going on, while under the hood there's actually pretty much nothing happening. It's just an animation switch. Not so here. And that's the way we're going to keep it. We're going to expand upon that.
So right now, in this update, it's right now in beta, correct? So you need beta testers, you need people pounding at this and making sure that it works, and you need their feedback on how it's implemented as of now, correct?
We need lots of testers. Seriously, yeah, if you like this stuff, go play it, and if it works, let us know. If it doesn't work, also let us know. Every little bit helps us to polish this up for when this release goes out proper and full. and not come up to any nasty surprises, like, oh, I have this computer, it doesn't work on this, it doesn't work on my screen resolution, it doesn't work with this controller, all the usual stuff. We want to polish that out, and there's no way we can do that on our own. We only have our own computers, we have our own hardware, it works on that, of course it works on that. We want to know if it works on your computer, and if it works with you. So let us know.
And there's a dedicated forum before you leave your feedback on this beta release. Important to note that it is a beta, and I mean,
it's on screen right here somewhere.
What's the difference aside from the testing that you need between this beta and what will be the final 3.7 release proper?
Good question. So first is that full ragdoll system we mentioned, where the ragdoll that we use to do the physics for the wingsuit, that also be the thing underneath the parachute, along with the capsule. Other than that, we're very happy to finally be able to say we're fixing the whole VR situation. So as you know, Volo Airsport supports VR on both the Oculus Rift and on the HTC Vive through Steam VR. But supporting those in a game that is not VR only turns out to be very difficult, and even though we work with a game engine called Unity, which does a lot of stuff for us out of the box, it turns out some of this software doesn't really count on you doing a game that is both playable in VR and in not VR, especially within a single distribution of the game. That's been giving us a ton of problems and made it hard to upgrade, and now actually version 3.6 is kind of out of date and hard to play in VR. So with this release, we found ways to work around the issues that we were facing, and Unity has caught up, and the plugin makers have caught up, and hopefully this whole ecosystem will behave a lot better. So, big news, VR support is coming back, and it should all be in working order properly.
Oh, you're saying?
It's not yet in the beta, but we'll add it.
Oh yeah, this is every day we're making new progress. Just today I've had successful tests with both the Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive, just almost hot switching them, and it works. There's no strange, bizarre software issues or bugs anymore. It's really starting to come together.
Nice.
So yeah, quick tip to any possible game developers trying to get into VR. Maybe wait a little bit if you try what I call a hybrid VR game. They're very difficult to do. But eventually the technology will get there, and it becomes feasible again.
I love Martin's insistence to not crash into the ground as we talk about crashing. Just to demonstrate...
Okay, fine. There. You happy now?
See? Now we can... See? You can still do it.
Look at his flailing arms, Nelson. That's all you.
Now I feel guilty. Gosh.
What? There. Futile parachutes.
Now we're just dragging...
Oh, not futile. Look, no, you were completely right. Oh. That was an amazing idea. Forget anything and everything I've said.
See, this is my fault. The success is my fault. I will accept that. But with that said, you have actual not broken VR support coming in the final version of this implementation. That's not currently in beta yet, but you're working on improving that, and the situation is improving on the hardware, well, on the software makers end as well, as things go along. But you've also got further improvements based not only on people's input, which can be done via the forum or even in the comments below this video, but you've got things like just simple performance boosts that will allow more people to be able to play the game, or at least in a stable frame rate, for the final release of the beta of 3.7 when that comes along. And where can they leave their feedback?
Okay, well, to summarize quickly, in the final 3.7 version will be VR support for Vive and Oculus. We will have the full ragdoll in parachute mode as well.
We'll have some flight model improvements as well. Like
audio improvements, maybe?
Audio is also a good one. Yeah, but those are the little things. Like the big one is, or the big two things are the VR support, which is sorely needed, and the ragdoll underneath the parachute in order to make this thing really shine and make it even more seamless than it already feels right now.
Yeah.
I think those are the headline features.
Yeah.
And that will come in the next few weeks, thanks to, again, viewer feedback we can't overstate enough. The more you play this and hammer this, the faster we can fix issues and get it ready for final release.
Yeah.
With that said, speaking of releases, this game is released, and people who are interested by what they see in this video can buy the game right now, right?
That's right.
Yeah, this game is available on itch.io and on Steam. Links in the description. And if you like what you see here, or you like the idea behind the game, please buy it, play it, let us know what you think, and support us this way. It's really the best way to keep this thing going.
And if you like this look really into the nitty-gritty of game development that we're doing week after week, like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends not only about Volo Airsport, but about this show. We're definitely looking forward to your feedback as to how we can improve this as well in the coming weeks. And we do want to thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. Thanks. See you next time.
Yeah, until next time.